today's matchups as far as I am aware. Anyways, let's focus up because we've finally got this TvT here and ready. Sorry for all of the delays, guys. Obviously, this was a huge delay. We were downtime. We had like a 50 minutes downtime just now. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. I feel as though we've done a pretty good job talking through it at least. We've run a couple of breaks, but it's not been too terrible, I would say. That's the bottom right hand side, our blue Terran player from OSC Elite. It is souL. And he's going up against the red Terran player from Team Liquid to the top left hand side. He's going to open up with a proxy. It is uThermal. Alrighty, the first barracks coming down to this south side here. And the second barracks as well, as we get set up into this in the early few minutes. So double racks proxied here in the early stages. And we are going to be seeing the the extra racks from souL just coming up on the high ground. And we're just going to be seeing the SCV moving out to scout. souL, he will not see the racks initially, but as he gets across the map here, he will be able to get in towards the main and obviously identify, well, lack of racks, there's a gas. He pretty much will be able to tell what this is going to be. So uThermal with the 2 racks Reaper. Just 2 racks means he will throw down a factory at home at some stage. Let's see how this micro is going to go. As you see this orbital morphing in on the main base. So an orbital morphing on the main base. And we are just going to be seeing, again, souL is about to realize this in 3, 2, 1. Well, maybe a little bit before I said 1, but he sees this right now as he moves into the main, and immediately that SCV stops moving. And immediately it's going to be a bunker at the front. Now, there is a setup here from souL, which is going to be kind of this sort of just bunker coming up, and it's kind of interesting because of the fact it's only got one access point, really, this map. You either come up this ramp, or I guess you can jump up over here. If you have a bunker here, you're already very close to covering the entire area. uThermal actually got the, I think he got the Reaper connection there that he needed. He doesn't quite get the bunker, so now that Reaper's going to be safe, you can still dive in over to this side. As you can see the Reapers popping up, and he's actually just going to go for it, and he will get 1 Reaper for 1 Reaper so far. That's not terrible. I mean, just trading a unit out is... Oh my god, he's going to get caught though by the SCV, so the second Reaper goes down. Now more Reapers are going to be popping out and gathering up together just outside of this natural expansion. So these Reapers are going to be continuing to come out, going to be joining up together towards the front. There's another couple of Reapers coming through. Starport is on the way up as well here from souL. And that Hellion going to be popping out as well. So Hellion pops and units just going to be gathering together. A few Marines going to jump into this bunker here. And another Marine to pop out in the next couple of moments. Going to be getting set to jump into the bunker as well. So Marines going into the bunker. You're going to see the Reapers hopping up here. There's a full surround on the by a factory in the Starport just blocking them in. Interestingly enough, uThermal will become the player to expand faster now. But you will have a little bit less kind of tech and units on the map due to the factory and the Starport. He pops up here again, but not much you can really do. I mean, what's he going to really pick off at this stage? Really nothing at all. As we are going to be seeing the Starport going to lift, going to move along and make a tech lab. This barracks gives uThermal a lot of good information. He does hold the map control as well with those Reapers. So he sees that the CC of souL has to build up on the high ground, for example, here. As we do see just a few Reapers still on the low ground, and uThermal's first Cyclone coming up. His Starport about to finish, honestly. If he just goes kind of Cyclone Viking, he's going to be in an okay position to kind of defend anything that souL throws his way, I think. But he's going to go Tech Lab on the Starport. I wonder if he goes Raven. Something that uThermal's been doing quite a bit in the TvT. It actually gives him a lot more utility than you might think. He's been finding some cool ways to utilize that Raven in the matchup, so maybe we'll see that once again here. So we're going to be seeing the barracks, which does make it back home, is going to start a reactor. And guess one thing we're about to see is whether we're going to be seeing the mech play or the bio. That's what we're going to figure out in the next few moments. This barracks comes up and we'll drop down a reactor. Tech Lab starts to build on the factory. And there is indeed that Raven on the way up. So again, with the Interference Matrix, the Raven can actually shut down so much here, as uThermal will be pushed away by this Hellion. Hellion low on health though, so if the Reaper regenerates and comes back, that Hellion will find itself in some trouble. Siege tank on the way up from both players. You're going to see the Raven coming through from souL as well, so actually just matching uThermal for now. As we do see the natural CC of souL will land, and well, at the moment it's much slower orbital. But the worker count is pretty even, 31 apiece, so I'd say maybe slight advantage for uThermal here in the income. That should even out in a moment too, as that natural does start to mine, the mule comes in. And the army supplies are pretty regular as well, both of them on a 1-1-1 setup, neither of them going into a... oh, souL does have a third CC, wow. I missed that one coming up completely here, actually. Was that something uThermal saw, or was that just added on after? He did see it, apologies then. So uThermal sees the free CC, so he knows that this is going to be free command centers. He knows souL's playing the kind of more economic route. And souL throwing down extra barracks is going to be playing the bio style here. As we see from uThermal, well, there's a bunker up the front, he is going to play bio as well. But again, no third command center for him, which is obviously becoming very interesting, because right now he is behind on stim, he is behind on these extra barracks, and he has not got a third command center. So souL actually putting to use this little bit of a income lead he had around here and just here, I guess, and using that to invest into the free CC. Wow, very interesting. I didn't think, yeah, I don't know why uThermal doesn't have a free CC of his own, actually. Feels as though he should be able to... You know, why can souL afford it if uThermal can't, is kind of my question, you know? Maybe it's just the way that they did these builds, or certain little bits and pieces. Is there extra units out from either side? Not really. I wonder if it's just because uThermal was kind of maybe mining more gas for... Well, I really don't know. It's pretty weird. Anyways, going to see the two Cyclones going to pick off this Hellion as it tries to come out. So you are going to be seeing the scan into the main base. Going to be seeing the siege tank is coming in towards the main, and another tank on the way up. And just seeing the 1-1 upgrades from souL. I mean, uThermal with the +1 attack, obviously going into 5 racks now, is not looking to let this game go macro, is looking to end this game sooner rather than later. But again, if souL's on free CC and going up to 5 racks of his own, he's not going to be that behind on production at all, in all honesty. So 4th and 5th racks being added on here, as we are going to be seeing the free CCs set up from souL. Combat shields continue to come on in right now, as we are going to be seeing the stim pack. Going to be finishing it in just a couple of moments. Reaper will actually be able to find this SCV over here, which is just kind of scouting around, looking to make a depot, watching for drops, etc. Actually, cleaning up this map control is really important right now, because if uThermal is going to have some success, it may very well come from being aggressive with drops in towards the natural expansion or the main. Now, the main is going to be difficult to hit with the sensor tower up on the third base. As we do see that third CC continue to come on up here, Marines and tanks gathering together. You're going to be seeing uThermal with +1 armor not done yet. He is going to be fighting with an upgrade deficit, but the army supply is up there. He's got 5 tanks against 3, he's got 22 against 23 Marines, so that's fine. He has a Raven as well, and you know, there's definitely possibility. I mean, his Raven's going to be full energy. He could pretty much disable every single siege tank of souL going into this fight, and just have a couple of his own, and that could make a huge difference here going into these engagements. I'm just going to see this medevac loading up of Marines, and the medevac from souL going to go up the right hand side. As we see the Cyclone is going to be coming over and continue to fight against that Reaper. Well, souL is actually maybe going to catch a glimpse of this with that medevac flying past, as we are going to be seeing this bio coming around the right hand side, but walks into a sensor tower. uThermal will scan to see his opponent repositioning to deal with this here. He even has the Vikings, so uThermal obviously saw this medevac. He's going to force this medevac to unload at least already. Tanks are going to siege up in a great position. Interference matrix is coming down. uThermal doesn't even need the interference matrices right away though. Oh, imagine you interference matrix the medevac there, that would have been huge. I mean, that was bad for souL. He lost a lot of his Marines, and now those tanks firing away at this barracks over the side. And that's a very kind of, well, that's a very weak position here. Does he reach the engineering bay? I'm not sure if he does. Anyways, this medevac got taken down up here, so that goes down, and souL, with nothing on the map, is now taking some real damage over in his natural expansion. Some Marines going to drop across here as well. Again, souL just used all of his Raven energy and didn't even get rid of any of the tanks, and that's kind of what the Raven should allow you to do. It should allow you to get rid of a couple of the siege tanks here. 2-2 starts from souL, but I mean, denied the +2 armor already. Now he's going to go straight onto the armory as well. I mean, uThermal just going to keep working his way through this. Medevac of him moving forwards to keep an eye, and I love the fact that uThermal still has the energy on the Raven as well. He only used 2 interference matrices of his own, and so that's going to go a long way. As here he goes, souL's going to push on forwards. The interference matrices on a couple of tanks immediately to help out. Tanks do begin to siege, and just uThermal able to kind of hold this position so well. Marines now going to start dropping on top of his tanks, and he will drop back over to try and help out, and he will just about here be able to save that last tank. uThermal still taking a good trade overall, and of course behind all of this, we saw it before, but he was building that third CC, which was in location, so now he's got the third CC up to fall back to as well, because he didn't do huge amounts of economic damage here. It's mostly the army supply he still leads in, but he's definitely made up for the economic lead that souL will have had here for just that little while. You can see that big spike for a minute or two where souL really did hold the eco advantage up until basically this attack came in and shut that down with uThermal's own free CT production coming into play back at home. While we stim forwards now, those tanks are going to siege, and uThermal will not stim into this just yet. Going to turn back around, and a few more Marines going down once again. 2 upgrades starting from uThermal. He never actually got rid of this second engineering base, so the +2 armor, +2 attack will continue to come on up. The +2 armor was denied initially. And you'll see uThermal moving a bit to the right, and I wonder if souL doesn't realize that there's a huge set of medevacs over here, because he might have just thought that was the tail end of this army over there. And he is going to uThermal get this drop into the main base, and of course that means trouble for the production. Tanks are sieging. Maybe he doesn't have vision on this tank over here, so he might start to lose a siege tank or two. But honestly, even just holding this position with the Marines, it's very, very powerful. The Cyclone here is going to come around, actually targets down one of the siege tanks, and uThermal will continue to do a lot as now he pushes in towards their natural expansion as well. Those tanks are exposed, and they go down so quickly. He runs in towards the mineral line, and of course that will be a lot of SCVs that will go down throughout the course of this. And those Marines going to continue moving through. Starts to go on the engineering bay, but it actually did finish up the +2 attack already. So that's something souL has to utilize here. He goes for the other engineering bay as well, though. Just again going to deny further upgrades. I mean, he's still going to take an upgrade lead here eventually when his 2-2 finishes up. uThermal's army cleaned out. He saved a lot of the medevacs at least. And he's going to be able to pull those back and get those ready to go. Sorry guys, a few of you are saying there's some background noise with some rubbing. I think that's my microphone. My headset cable is rubbing, and I think when it rubs against the chair or something, you guys can hear it coming through the mic, which is not ideal. I'm not sure why that's the case, but I'm pretty sure it is just the headset cable. I might have to get a new one or something, but that's what the rubbing is. I'm going to try and put it in a position so it's a little bit better for now, as you see Marines skirmishing in the middle of the map right now. souL still has the +2 attack upgrade lead for just a little while longer if he wants to take a fight. Well, now would be a better sort of time to do so while he has some sort of an advantage in the numbers, but honestly, other than that, well, not really too much to talk about, right? Marines and tanks still setting up in the center here for uThermal, and we are going to be seeing just so many Marines just continuing to get set up and ready to go once again. A couple of Liberators going to be coming forwards, and that might be the one thing that can help souL out, at least to push uThermal back a little bit, but oh, uThermal's got Liberators of his own. He's just going to stim in towards these, get rid of the libs, I guess, and then, well, keep on fighting maybe, perhaps. He's going to set up his own libs, but a little bit late to the party. It doesn't seem to matter. 2-2 finish for him, and that upgrade lead goes a huge way to helping out, and he's going to have too much. souL will have to type out the GG, and uThermal will take game number 1 of this best of 5 here. 3 tanks with 1 spell. Well, to be fair, the Viper takes more energy to cast Blinding Cloud, and you can micro against the Viper as well. You can split up your tanks, right? Noise is better now. Yeah, I don't know. I imagine there must be some way I can set it up. Maybe I get a longer cable so that I can sort of just put it behind my, like behind me and like along the floor and then behind me, because then it shouldn't rub on anything. Right now it's a short cable, which means it sort of like rubs against the chair when I move my head a lot, you know? So yeah, I actually might look into just getting a longer cable in general to help out, as we are in game number 2. But just before we start this up, especially as we don't have a proxy, I do want to make a shout out because they've just seen this donation come on through from Vertical, who donates $50 and says happy pre-birthday, enjoy WCS Austin. Okay, well, you might have been slightly scammed, because my birthday was actually last Sunday. In all of the chaos of the last couple of days, I actually forgot that a new weekend was upon us, and that the birthday command is still there. But hopefully you're happy making it maybe a happy post-birthday present still, and enjoying WCS Austin. Thank you so much for the $50. Can you get some love in the chat for Vertical? Thank you so much. And that actually fills up our donation bar, which means that boom, we are going to be going to WCS Austin. I really can't believe we raised this much money, guys. Like, we actually raised the entire $1,000. You guys are freaking crazy. We raised this in like, well, I mean, we started the donation goal on Friday. Last week, we raised it in a week. That's absolutely insane. Thank you so much, everyone who supported. We don't have any balloons anymore or anything and stuff like that, but thank you for all of the support. It's been freaking crazy. And thank you for helping me to get a WCS Austin. I'm really looking forward to it. I really truly am. It's going to be freaking sick, I'm telling you. Alright, top left hand side, our red Terran player from Team Liquid is uThermal. And I do hope you guys are spamming some Wardy Hearts in the chat for that donation. As you have to our bottom right hand side, our blue Zerg player from OSC Elite, it is souL. Yeah, perhaps I should be, I should fix the birthday command a bit. I guess if we fill the donation goal though, we can actually get rid of the birthday command, which works as well. I guess that would work out as a way to do this as well. Alright, well, the second Reaper does join up. I thought this was a Cyclone building from souL, but it looks like he actually cancelled it to make it a Hellion instead. So we are going to be seeing the Hellion popping out and just coming down to the low ground. 2 Reapers from uThermal are still coming through the centre of the map. As you are going to see very narrowly, that first Reaper going down. Grenade will be brilliantly placed though. Stops those Reapers from coming forwards. And the second one does force them to kind of jive backwards. Going to be getting in towards his Cyclone. The Cyclone will help him to win this fight. And oh my god, he loses the Reaper. I don't know if he was trying to just bait a bit or if he just got a little bit over eager. Maybe those lag spikes we would mention that he had coming into play there as well. As we are going to see this barracks land on down. And the reactor will start on up. Should just hire a guy to hold the cable. Kind of feel that might be more expensive than just buying a longer cable. Or wireless headset. A wireless headset wouldn't work with the audio setup that I have here. And I really like having a headset mic rather than as these two Reapers come in looking for some damage. I much prefer having a headset mic rather than, you know, a lot of casters at home use kind of like the in-position like studio mics and stuff. I really like having the headset mic because I do like to be able to stand up sometimes and move around a little bit while talking, especially during the longer streams, and that helps. That's pretty awesome when it's like on my head rather than just in position, because then if it's in position, if I walk away, I get very quiet and stuff. So keeping the headset on is something I actually like. Anyways, the Liberator coming through here, and I would say, well, maybe you can just throw down an auto turret, but obviously auto turrets don't exist anymore. But 2 Cyclones in the natural will be able to come on over here. uThermal will just have to pull the SCVs. You didn't see this just yet, as the Reaper in souL's main base actually picked off the CC building SCV there. And the Viking is on its way over. Actually has to keep the Cyclones at the front to keep on defending, so uThermal losing quite a bit of mind time in this. 1 Cyclone for 1 Cyclone. souL is going to keep this second Cyclone alive. That Liberator does get pushed away. You should be able to cut the corner to be able to get one last shot on it, and it goes down as well. uThermal can get back to mining now properly. I like it. Kept 16 SCVs on the low ground. And now we're going to be throwing down another couple of workers back into the main base to get out of oversaturation. And be seeing those extra racks coming on up in the main base. This wasn't even the first CC from souL, sorry. I was just kind of assuming because he had 3 CC last game, and I just sort of didn't look at the mineral line for the right time. But yeah, he is just the natural expansion there. As you're going to see that we'll be able to lift up and move down, but even with the CC already in position, it is looking good. Stimpack starting and extra racks on the way. Wardy the bot says, I'm having a birthday every Sunday. Yeah, that's the scam. I just hope people don't remember, you know? So people just think, oh yeah, it's this week. Oh yeah, it's this week. And then whenever someone calls me out, oh yeah, sorry, I forgot to edit it. And it's like, hey guys, it's August, and funny thing, it's my birthday this week. Yeah, it's my bad. I just completely forgot to update the bot, honestly. I've just been casting so much, and some other stuff in life going down means they've been pretty busy. Pretty busy. Anyways, we do see a Marine getting picked off right there. And so we are going to be seeing the Cyclones, tank, and Marines scouring together for souL. And we're just going to be seeing the stim and combat shields on the way up for souL. So again, just getting that set and ready to go. The combat shields from uThermal will not be starting just yet because he's double reactor single tech lab. So slight different setup here with the single reactor double tech lab out of souL. It just means that he can get both upgrades at the same time, and that will make initially his Marine kind of force a little bit stronger with the faster combat shield upgrade. More Marauders and Marines continue to pour on out at the moment. And we do see the combat shields is coming on through. As we've mentioned a couple of times, that will finish nice and quick, and we'll see if souL wants to take advantage of having that combat shields nice and quickly. You are going to be seeing another couple of racks coming down in the main base. So uThermal not interested in the 3cc again. Not right away, at least. He wants to play the 5 racks into 3 bases, it seems. And obviously souL maybe wants to do something similar. Right now he's not making a decision on racks or 3rd CC. He'll have to do it soon. He gets up the money to actually start a 3rd CC. Perhaps I think he's moving it into position. Yeah, so he's going to build up the 3rd base in position. So again, not as fast of a 3rd from souL, but faster than uThermal. He will still eventually hit a little bit more kind of a deadly composition, a little bit faster. There's that stim from uThermal chasing forwards, and he scans. And again, I think one of the big things is you look at these Marines and you're like, oh god, they have combat shields. And if they have combat shields, then straight up you are not going to want to take that fight. I mean, imagine this. I mean, how many Marines is there? Well, he loads them all up into medevacs, but I can still do the math. There's 22 Marines here. That's 220 health extra in this army of souL. And when Marines fire for like 5-ish damage a time or so, 7 damage a time. Sorry, I don't know my numbers well enough. 7 damage a time, I mean, that's 2 extra shots to kill a Marine. That's obviously huge. Big drop into the main base, and uThermal is not in position for this, but he does have a couple of tanks set up defensively, so I guess a lot of this question will become how much can he do if he moves across the map himself. He might be able to cancel that 3rd base right away. I mean, the thing is, very little of uThermal is actually very exposed here, but also so is very little of souL's army going to be exposed. uThermal will scan, he sees just 1 tank for now, but he's going to do the same. He's going to kind of put himself in a position to the side of one of these bases here. The thing is, from souL, that 3rd CC could be picked off as well if he isn't careful. Well, an interesting little spot as we're going to be seeing those... oh, the Raven actually here for uThermal should be able to come in and interfere as Matrix down those tanks. Gets the Viking as well. Now he's going to get this tank too, and another interference Matrix. Again, it really just changes the jive of this fight. And now we're going to see him coming forward. That tank will go down before another shot comes down. As we're going to be seeing those Marines and Cyclones still fighting here. Those interference matrices have really changed this around. As souL is now going to unload for the natural. Oh, uThermal had this tank siege before, but now he won't. So now we're going to see a stim forwards. I mean, there's still the tank on the high ground, though. uThermal just going to pull SCVs into this. I think he's realizing, well, I'm going to break your main base. I can afford to lose some SCVs pushing on forwards here. And the medevacs, as they go down, means that these Marines just do not have the support they need. And it's a GG for uThermal to take a 2-0 lead in this best of. Very good. So I put it on to repeat. And I checked my Instagram, and Todd literally 1 minute ago posted an Instagram story of like this song, and I'm like, whoa. We're both like traveling to Poland to cast IEM quals, and so it was kind of weird. We were both listening to the song at the same time. It's mental, but yeah, that was what was kind of going on. It was kind of a little bit funny. But yeah, I'm enjoying that song. It's pretty neat. Someone's saying they want my playlist. I did give you the exclamation mark music command. It has all of my... The last FM will have all my recent music played on it, but also the... last FM has like recent music played, but also the Spotify there is straight up just my Spotify playlist that I use to put music out onto the stream. There's a big mixture of stuff in there though. Like it goes from like some heavy stuff with screams and drums and shit to like electronic dance to like fucking like the most generic pop music ever. I don't really have like a playlist. I have like a collection of music I like listening to, you know. Bottom left hand side in this 3rd game, it's going to be our blue Terran player from OSC Elite. Give it up for souL, as he's going up against the red Terran player to the top right hand side from Team Liquid. It is uThermal. Up 2-0 so far, looking very good and having a pretty good time, it would seem. As we go into this and just indeed wait to see just what is probably going to be happening here in the near future. So, yeah, waiting to see what our players want to go for in this 3rd game now on Blackpink. It does kind of give us this setup of a Reaper expanded piece. It's the first time we've actually seen both players Reaper expand, which means that it's the first time both players will really get in towards just a faster expansion. We've been seeing a lot of early aggressions and back and forth, and we can still definitely see some of that. So, yeah, going to be seeing the Reaper expands. Reaper expands become a little bit scary if you lose the Reaper, but of course, I mean, when it's Reaper expand against Reaper expand, it should be pretty simple. As we're going to be seeing this SCV and Raven, SCV and Reaper starting to fight, and uThermal actually gets the upper hand on this Reaper fight on the natural. So he's starting to do quite a little bit of damage here. Does pick up the first Reaper kill, but then loses his Reaper as well. So actually going to be losing a Reaper too. So oh, he didn't get the Reaper kill. Sorry, I really thought he did. Sorry, I was spending the moment looking to see who just hosted us. What's up, Ray Rain? And hello everyone from Ray Rain stream. How you guys doing? Yeah, we're just casting the OSC Championship here. We're in Game 3 of uThermal against souL, and we have a bunch more matches coming up. You might have heard me talking about what was coming up, but thank you for the host, and hello everyone from the stream. Welcome. We're on a 2-minute delay, which is why it took me a moment or two to say hello to you guys, but yeah, I hope you guys are all good, and welcome to the channel. A couple of Reapers are going to hop up in towards the main base here from souL as he looks to see just what else is going on. Going to move in and is going to throw down a couple of grenades on towards that mineral line. One SCV going down here, so we're going to see the Reaper and Hellion will come through, and we are going to see one Reaper already getting picked off. And the uThermal is going to be able to chase, and maybe this Reaper does get away, actually. It's going to be... He's going to have another ledge here soon at some point, right, as the Hellions are starting to gain on him. Maybe not, actually. He's going to go down the low ground, he starts to regen, and he will survive one hit, but obviously will probably not survive a second. The Hellion shot is delayed here by... Oh my god, he jukes around! Oh my god, this is the great chase of the century. Holy crap. This Reaper's regenerating again. Now this Hellion gets on top though, and that is going to be the end. Wow, he really ran. He really bought a lot of time before uThermal moved across the map with the triple Hellion now. Moving across towards the bottom left-hand side of the map. A bit of a skirmish over here as the Hellions and the Reaper come up the ramp actually, and uThermal's doing quite a bit. One very damaged Hellion in the back there to the side, but made it look as though he's going to get some damage done here, but with the Banshee coming through, yeah, I think this Hellion should stick around and just get one more SCV kill, because he's not going to make it out of there with that Banshee cutting off his exit path. So we are going to be seeing the Hellions getting cleaned up to some extent there, and uThermal pulling back up through the center of the map. Well, Banshees are now continuing to come on now. Cloaking is going to be finishing very soon here for uThermal. So going to finish this cloaking up soon. A couple more Marines on the way out. And again, just going to be seeing that factory sat in a tech lab at the moment. Waiting to see what it can do in the next few moments as well. We're from just over halfway done as we see this Banshee getting locked onto by the Cyclone. The scan comes down to keep it revealed, and we are going to see the Banshee getting out of scan range. Though, is there a second scan available? Not right away. Okay, yes there was. Just as I checked the energy, it came down. So, second scan, and Banshee does fall now. Raven popped out anyways, so it wasn't going to last too much longer here. Was it even worth maybe kind of throwing down the second scan? It's a difficult one to judge. So you do see the Banshee of souL getting shut down for just the single scan here. Does he even have cloak souL? No, so there wasn't even a need to scan, but obviously uThermal doesn't want it to get away, so just scanning to make sure. There's no real way for him to know for certain right away that there's not a, not a cloak upgrade. As you're going to see him starting to pick away through some SCVs. There's some lower health ones which you should try and target down, because they'll obviously go down one shot rather than two. Interference Matrix will do the job for now, and that Banshee will be caught up and all fuzzy, trying to back away, but does get away. So we'll be okay for now. Actually, yeah, Cyclone locks on, but Banshee is probably going to be able to kill this here. The Marines will save it, and oh, the Banshee is still locked onto. He kind of wants to turn back around to get the Cyclone, but he can't get it. Wow, souL just about able to win that one out. And he is able to take that Banshee down. So the Banshee will fall now. And we are going to be seeing the Stimpack and +1 attack from uThermal. Continue to come on in as well. Throws down another supply depot now to the side of this mineral line. As units of uThermal continue to come through down to the south side of the map. Just going to be seeing the Hellion and the Cyclone continue to gather up here, and again, I mean, actually uThermal is getting aggressive. He doesn't have a lot of army to be aggressive with, but maybe he can delay this 3CC. You know, if you get a couple of tanks sieged up, well, what's going to protect this third command center? Not really anything. He needs to come in now to at least stop the SCV building, because otherwise it is going to finish. But now, how do you actually finish this? Well, maybe you just don't. There's the siege up. I guess Interference Matrix, right, is going to be a big part of this. The Interference Matrix on attack comes down just before the second shot, and that will be uThermal losing out on the siege tank here. And SCV did come over. The third will finish up, and uThermal's third base is just starting. Nice little attempt by uThermal, just wasn't able to line it up correctly. The Interference Matrix, again, having a major role to play in being able to defend this. As now we do see all these units coming over the left-hand side, picking off another Marine, and souL loses out on that. Stimpack on the way from both players, going to be finishing at the same time. Both of them with the +1 attack and going into +1 armor, staying very even in that regard. As you do see the two medevacs continue to come through the center here, and souL continue to set up towards this right-hand side. Lots of Marines will stim in, and we're going to be seeing the Marines of souL already taking quite a bit of damage. But taking quite a bit, but then more begin to unload. And he ends up picking off a medevac. uThermal has a bit of a sandwich on this though, from the top right and the lower left. So he should be able to stim in and well, stop those medevacs from getting away especially. He is actually still going to attack up to the upper right hand side though, where there was lesser units. He gets the siege tank in the process. Now he's going to start lifting some of those Marines up into the medevac here. And we'll be looking to see maybe where he can drop those down in the next few moments as well. Medevac continuing to boost away down the right side. We'll be unloading here. It's so vulnerable with such low health, of course, so has to be very, very careful. As Marines and tanks coming through the center of the map, and we'll be looking to see what they can get up to. An armory on the way from each player now, and the engineering bay as well here from souL coming up too. Tanks and Marines continue to gather up right now, and we are going to be seeing souL still just setting up towards this third base. And we're all going to be seeing uThermal is looking to pressure this third base again though, so we're going to see another fight in the next couple of moments. He scans and you'll see the army, but he's already sieging up into position. If you can shut down the Raven from throwing down the interference matrices, that would be huge. The Raven does get one interference down. He actually gets two. This spell is horrible to say in a rush. He gets two matrices down, which means, well, the tanks do get shut down quite heavily, but only one of the tanks actually died. I'm just going to be seeing that tank from uThermal still firing away at this orbital here for souL. So firing away, and is going to be continuing to drop at the moment. Concussive shells on the way up on the tech lab. We are still going to be seeing the and the two siege tanks just from a distance here, fighting away, and that orbital taking quite a few hits. Another interference matrix is going to be the opportunity maybe for souL to fight this. uThermal will just take down two of the tanks, but then he loses all of the medevacs, and obviously his own tanks will fall as well. There's a heavy loss for uThermal towards the later stages of this now, as I see some medevacs coming in towards the center of the map. I mean, more Marines and another tank coming in from uThermal as well, gathering up in the center and getting ready to go. So these Marines and a tank going to get ready to push on down in towards the lower left hand side, and we are going to be seeing one Marine already going down. Continue to stim up here. You'll see one tank sieges, a couple of SCVs do fall. The third SCV drops as well, and this engineering bay goes down. Armory as well, perhaps in the next few moments. Now the medevac's all loaded up from souL. Oh man, I mean, we're going to see this. Raven goes down too. souL has to find a way to fight this. He will just start a straight up drop on top. uThermal didn't have a lot here, so he's going to have to back away, and again, losing the medevacs. I don't know if I want to look at the medevac count, because it's going to be disgustingly one-sided in favor of souL. Actually, 7-5. It's very different to what I thought it would be. Has uThermal been killing a bunch of medevacs too? No, just souL hasn't been making as many. That's kind of surprising. I just thought souL was going to have like 10 medevacs and uThermal was going to have like 2. But just because, like, again, I mean, he's lost 7 medevacs this game. I guess just you want around 10 medevacs or 5, 7 to 10. And so uThermal's had to keep rebuilding his, where souL hasn't. Which is sort of the difference between them. Doesn't want you don't want too many medevacs, because ideally once you have enough medevacs you would start building up liberators instead and start looking for the air control, which can go a long way as well. Another scan coming down. We are going to be seeing those tanks and Marines for now. For uThermal, not going to do enough. I mean, a lift up from souL. We've seen a lot of massive lift ups here, moving around into different directions and different positions, trying to see what else he can get up to. Just looking to see if he can get damage done. A drop into the main base. Neither player has an upgrade lead here, so this should just be an even fight. And this should be uThermal able to clean up with better numbers. This fight kicks off right now, though. The tank from souL very late to siege up. uThermal going to keep on pressing forwards. With the tank support, he has just so much damage output. souL's entire drop gets cleaned up, and that is huge. uThermal, for the first time, really cleaning up a lot of the tech units, resetting that tank count of his opponent. And now uThermal has 4-1 tanks. Didn't kill any medevacs in that exchange, but again, just picking off so much here. uThermal definitely going to pressure himself into a good position because of it. Marines tanks continue to come through the middle of the map towards the lower left, and we are going to be seeing a siege tank just coming up on the natural. Liberator sieges, and we're going to see another couple of tanks sieging as well. And these Marines continue to fight. We're actually going to see a second tank getting taken down. Pushing on forwards here, this Liberator also going to be picked off, and we're going to see another siege tank picked off. Marines of souL continue to come on forwards. Marines coming in to fight once again as well, and we are going to be seeing that medevac also dropping right now. Marines are still just seeing what else they can do. Another tank picked off, and it looks as though uThermal might just be breaking through here. Every single time souL starts to siege a tank, it just disappears because uThermal is already so far forwards. SCVs are just wandering to their death, as that's going to be it. I mean, the army is going to go down before the upgrade finishes even. Not that that was really going to have an impact on the game. There's just another thing that's not going the way of souL, as uThermal will pick up what is another 3-0 so far in this championship bracket.